You walk into a quiet room. You sit down, everything feels settled. Then someone walks in and says your name like it's a warning. They bring up something you did years ago, something you've already worked through, something you thought was over. They look at you and say, "Remember when you messed that up?" That's the real you. Your chest gets tight, not because the memory hurts anymore, but because someone is trying to use it like a weapon. That feeling, that's what we need to talk about. Most of us react right away. We try to explain. We get emotional. We want to prove we've changed. But here's what happens when we do that. We give them exactly what they want. We hand over our peace. Today, I want to share 3 simple responses, not complicated philosophy, just clear, calm ways to handle this when it happens. First response, yes, that happened. Your mind wants to push it away. You want to say it wasn't that bad. You want to make excuses. But ancient wisdom teaches us something different. When you accept what is true, you become free. Someone says, "You failed at that job." Or, "You hurt people back then." You don't argue. You don't get defensive. You look at them and simply say, "Yes, that happened." No drama, no shame, just the truth. Why does this work? Because they expect a fight. They want to see you squirm. They want control over how you feel. But when you stay calm and accept what's true, they lose that power. Their words suddenly can't hurt you. Think about it like this. Someone reminds you of a mistake you made 5 years ago. You say, "Yes. And I learned something important from it." Right there, you've changed everything. Because once you're not ashamed of who you were, no one can use it to define who you are now. Here's what's really happening. When you accept your past without fighting it, you take back the story. You're not letting someone else tell it for you anymore. You're saying, "I know what happened. I was there, I learned from it, I moved forward." That's strength, not denial, not pride, just honest acceptance. And that honesty is like a shield. Nothing can get through it. Second response, "I've learned from it." This sentence turns your past into something useful. It changes the whole conversation. They want to talk about who you were. You're showing them who you've become. The person who brings up your old mistakes only sees the old version of you. What they don't understand is that you're not that person anymore. Think of how a tree grows. It doesn't grow despite the storms. It grows because of them. The roots go deeper when the wind pushes hard. That's what happens to us. Our struggles make us stronger. Our mistakes teach us things success never could. Someone tells you, "Your relationship failed. How can you talk about love?" You smile and say, "Because I've been through it, I understand what real love is and what it isn't." That's not defending yourself. That's sharing wisdom you earned. Life teaches us through experience. Every fall, every failure, every moment you wish you could take back, those are your teachers. When someone tries to use them against you, you're simply showing them the lesson. You're saying, "Yes, I fell. And when I got back up, I learned how to walk differently." That transformation, that's your power. That's what they can't take from you. Third response, "Why are you bringing this up now?" This question changes everything. No anger, no accusation, just calm curiosity. And that calmness, that's what stops them cold. When you ask this, something shifts. Suddenly, they're not attacking anymore. They're having to explain themselves. You've held up a mirror. They have to look at their own reasons for bringing up your past. If they truly care about you, this question makes them pause. Maybe they realize they're being hurtful. Maybe they feel a bit ashamed. But if they came to wound you, if they wanted to drag you down, this question exposes that. They crumble when their real intention is revealed. Here's the thing. People who bring up your past usually can't face their own present. They're dealing with their own pain. They see your growth, and it reminds them of something they haven't done yet. So when you calmly ask why, you're not attacking back. You're just observing. You're staying in your peace while they confront their own motives. That question hands the power back to you. You're not the one being judged anymore. You're the one watching clearly. And your calm becomes like a wall. Nothing gets through. Nothing disturbs you. You're just there, steady, waiting for an honest answer. The power of staying calm. Ancient wisdom reminds us that silence isn't weakness, it's strength. When someone tries to make you react, every emotional response gives them what they want. Think about it. If someone can make you angry, they control you in that moment. You might want to argue back. You might want to prove them wrong. But when you stay calm, when you keep your peace, you win something bigger. You keep yourself. Someone once told me, "You never get upset. That makes people uncomfortable." I said, "I'm not trying to make anyone uncomfortable. I just want peace inside." Once you understand that, you'll see, no one can pull you down unless you let them. Some people worry, but what if they think badly of me? And I ask you, if they do, does that change who you really are? Of course not. You know yourself. That's real freedom. Knowing who you are and not needing anyone's approval to feel okay about it. If they bring up your mistakes, let them. If they twist your story, stay quiet. If they want a reaction, show them calm instead. You don't owe explanations for chapters you've already closed. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just be mature. When they try to define you by your past, your present shows them who they really are. We all have old versions of ourselves, versions we're not proud of. But without those versions, we wouldn't be who we are today. You were young once. You made mistakes. You hurt people. You got hurt. But those moments taught you things. They taught you patience. They taught you how to get back up. A person who struggled with addiction can now help others find freedom. Someone who failed in business can teach others how to succeed. A person who was betrayed can show others what forgiveness looks like. That's how you turn pain into something meaningful. You don't erase your past, you learn from it. Here's what I want you to remember. People will try to use your past against you. Not because you're weak, but because your growth reminds them of what they could be doing themselves. When you rise, you become like a mirror. Not everyone wants to see their own reflection. They don't attack you because you're broken. They attack because you've healed, because your peace makes their chaos feel heavier. So keep 3 things in mind. First, accept your past without shame. Second, turn every mistake into a lesson, not a prison. Third, ask questions instead of reacting. Let them see themselves in your calmness. That's how you win. Not through fighting, not through defending, through dignity. You don't need to fight to prove you've changed. People who truly see you don't need proof. And people who refuse to see you, no amount of proof will ever be enough. One day, someone will bring up your past again, and you'll smile, not because you're proud of what happened, not because it still hurts, but because you're at peace with it. You'll know something deep inside. I'm not what happened to me. I'm who I chose to become after it happened. That's real freedom. Not forgetting your past, but being okay even when you remember it. Your past doesn't define you. How you face it does. If someone tries to drag you back to an old chapter, smile and say, "Thank you, but I've already finished reading that part." Then walk away, calm, steady, at peace. If this speaks to you, consider joining this path. Hit subscribe. Become part of this community of people who choose peace over chaos, wisdom over reaction. And drop this in the comments as your reminder today. I've closed that chapter. My story moves forward.